What's up, y'all? What's happening? Hold up. Oi, hold up. That was some Xenoblade Chronicles music. Where am I? Here I am. Hey, there it is. This? Yeah. So this is a whole bunch of like Nintendo music. I hope everybody's gonna be down with that. Looked up relaxing, calming Nintendo music, eh? Anyone? Does anybody here meditate? You guys do meditation? I feel like I never get meditation to work good enough for me. I have to be guided by somebody, you know? But that's neither here nor here. It's just here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're ready. We're going to be showing off the new Paldea Evolved, finally. It was like I was actually, I guess by embargo or whatever, I was able to do it before today, but I was off on my New England-y trip. So, that is not the case. I'm trying to get this like glare to stop being so harsh, but it's always so harsh. This glare right here on the light. But yeah, Mike was saying you go to Northeast for vacation. I did. I was just up in, and hello, by the way. I was just up in basically starting Philly, you guys. So Philadelphia, for those who don't know all the terms. It would just be people out of the country, right? Not in our country. Here, let's see. I think I have one more link to share. So yeah, starting in Philly, but then it went up and we took... It was the planes, trains, and automobiles, right? I should say hi to Loveface and Absence Mind Matt as well, with Mike in there. And then I think we have a few lurkers, and that's totally fine. And so, yeah, because it was plane, trains, automobiles, you know, we took the plane to get there. But we got a rental car, and we drove on up basically the northeast coast, you could say. And it was essentially, my favorite place was Providence, Rhode Island, okay? I'm going to spoil that part. And we are doing the raid boss with all these, so we'll get started on that soon, okay? I just want to tell anybody that needs to know what my destinations were and whatnot. So, yeah. You just go straight up, like, through from Philly, and there's some states that get before Rhode Island. That was, like, the destination next. And we went to Philadelphia for it was a lesbian wedding. This is one of those things, it's like, you never talk about politics, right, and stuff like that. Unfortunately, who you love became like very political, am I right? And so I think it's true, like I generally don't discuss things of a political nature, but when it comes to gay marriage, when it comes to, you know, the themes of Pride Month, I just feel like I wish that was not a political thing, you know? Like, these two women that got married, it was like some of the most beautiful shit. I've seen so many weddings from people in college and my wife's grad school and whatnot, and I've been to two that were same-sex marriages, and it was just the epitome of what I think you would want from a marriage, meaning that the vows were just completely beautiful. Like, holy hell, I wept like a child. You know, I was just in there crying because of how beautiful this was. And so why deny people that are that in love, but also it's like they were expressing especially like unapologetic loving somebody for exactly who that person is. So instead of thinking of it like, okay, a man loves a woman and a woman loves a man, you know, like we're thinking about it as person to person, right? And so that was, it was so beautiful how much they emphasized that, you know, that they loved each other for exactly the person that they were. And so I know that, again, we're in kind of trying times in our world, so I know that that's like apparently a controversial opinion, but I'm just stating in my life, I just kind of believe that I would like everybody to freely be able to love who they want to love. If it's not like, you think about like James Caan, the famous actor, one time he equated it to this, which was horrible. I feel like his wording was horrible, yet he wanted to say the right thing. So again, I think his message was right, but his words were, like, he supports gay marriage, but then he said, quote, I mean, the thing is, if you want to screw goats. I don't, just don't make me do it. So he was basically saying, though, if you want to get married to someone of the same sex, do it. Just don't make me do it. I was like, that's really flipped up words to use. It's kind of effed up. He's like saying, if you want to screw goats, it's like that's not at all related, but he was a guy that talked kind of like that when he was alive. Anyway, we'll open these and we'll talk more about the trip and everything. You can see on screen we got to beat the Paldean Tauros. That's the thing I love about Paldea Evolved, you guys, is this new set does have probably one of my favorite additions to Scarlet and Violet, which was of course, Paldean Tauros. And I actually had a dream. This would have been a little over a year before Scarlet and Violet was released. It was like about a year, but a little bit more maybe. And before those games ever were heard of or came out or any news about them, I had this dream about a new Pokemon game that was hardcore, where you got like thrown out of a building that looked kind of like a church. And I said there were these two Tauros types, and there was one that was fire and one that was water, and it was called Flame Tauros and Tide Tauros. So obviously the names were not that when we got the Paldea region and whatnot, but I predicted the region, you guys. I predicted that through my dreams, because that did somewhat become true, that there is like a fire and a water Tauros. Isn't that nuts? But yeah, in my dream, the region was very southern, like what people think of the South, and that's always what I wanted for a Pokemon region. It's kind of like Paniola Town in Sun and Moon, but the entire region would be like a stereotype of the desert or something, like what people imagine the South is. That's what I want. But here we go, you guys. The art is actually just incredible on these. I mean, it's just amazing. Unfortunately for us, look at that. We are only going to get 1 point of damage right here. It's okay. It's okay. I'm looking to win, and it's going to be a tough, very tough raid battle, I would say. So I should actually have, Paldea Evolved sleeves as well, you guys. Oh, nope, that's not them, but they're probably around here somewhere. I have a very messy desk, and I think I expressed that to everybody. So maybe instead we'll use some of these. It's from the Clara milk cartons or whatever. But yeah, we got Super 8 Gaming up in the chat saying, what do you think the next evolvable monster name? I don't know. I don't know anything about the monster evolutions. I have not gotten that deep into MSM. I know my fair share of things, but definitely not when it comes to evolution. What do you think? How would you answer? So there you go, you guys. Like I say, Paldea Evolved today. A lot of places, if you're Targets, Walmarts, whatever, they probably have these now on the shelves, although technically I think tomorrow is the release date. But yeah, when I was at that again, beautiful same-sex wedding, I got a tattoo. It's permanent. What I can tell you is that because of this like sparkly glitteriness, you can probably tell that it's not permanent. It has been lasting like crazy. You can only see that on the word girls, it's coming off a little bit. And I've showered. I showered every day while I was there. So I don't know, that's a powerful tattoo, because love is love, right? It's powerful. But then after Providence, Rhode Island, that was my favorite place on the trip, you guys. It was my favorite. I love Rhode Island. We went to Boston for a little bit. Boston sucks. Yep, I said it. So many people love Boston. I am in the deep minority. And then we went from Boston basically on a train up to the final destination was Portland, Maine. And so it was really, to me, like, it was really fun. I wanted to introduce this word to you guys if you haven't heard it before. The word is gesellig. And so I think this is a German word, right? Some of you guys may know it better than I will, so I could even get the translation wrong, but I'll type it in the chat. Gesellig is spelled Gezellig. People who watch Ted Lasso know I got it from that show. The Dutch guy that Rebecca met was saying the word gezellig, and gezellig is basically, it's kind of like cozy / pleasant. Think about living your life like your best life, right? So that's gezellig. It's kind of like that one word that expresses a lot of things. So anyway, we did 1 point of damage with our first Paldea Evolved while Lisa came in here, and thank you, Mike. Finally somebody Because let me tell you, Mike, my wife's been posting on Facebook about it and stuff, and I told her about Boston before I was there. He's like, I'm with you. I feel once you've been to Boston once, you've seen everything. People drive so shitty. I try not to curse too much on these card streams, but man, it was so awful, dude. The people drive like crap. And also the roads suck. The roads suck. There you go, Matt. Is it a German word or is it Dutch? You know what I mean? Because you're saying that you were born in Holland, which is badass, by the way. I did not know that. And yeah. But yeah, Gezellig, it was the guy was a Dutchman, and I don't believe we ever got his name in Ted Lasso. For those who watch that show. So yeah, we need to go back to the 4 right now, because we are opening a Fusion Strike right here. But yeah, it's not just that. It's like everything is arranged poopily. The roads, the people drive terrible. The people were not especially the nicest, and it's New England. Some people are like, they just talk like that. They don't mean it. But you go to Providence, everyone there was lovely. They were just so kind, and they seemed happy to live. They seemed happy to be there. In Boston, they seem happy to be pissed off. You know what I mean? And I've been to Boston for PAX East 3 times, and then I went for this trip or whatever. My wife actually, there's a priest. There's a priest who used to basically do work here in my town. Holy what? You guys, the dancer! Ladies and gentlemen! I actually have one of this card, so this is amazing. Not just for the raid, but now we've got 2 of this epic rainbow art, the dancer. Look at that. And Mike, I'm so glad you asked. I'm about to tell the story of Lobster too. I have a controversial opinion, because everybody says Lobster's the best, right? So that was Fusion Strike. Wow, Fusion Strike never comes through for us. But look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Fusion Strike coming through with the dancer, so that's actually going to be very nice on our board here, on our raid, I should say. I've been doing the board game challenge too much, because if you look at that number, check this out, 274 out of 264. It's not focusing for some reason, but yeah, there you go. So that's going to be nice, you guys. Yeah, the rainbow does us back to 0. Man! Solid, you guys. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. I just, you know that I love you guys that show up to the card streams. It's the coolest thing. I'm going a little bit slow today, so forgive me. I'm living my life gezellig, okay? I'm living the gezellig life. And yeah, Absinthe Mind Matt earlier, though, was saying, you know, it's a Western European thing. It's kind of Dutch. He said also Ted Lasso was amazing. Yeah, that show, just perfection. I mean, it's funny because without kind of being truly this deep with it, I am like Roy Kent in my life. I am truly kind-hearted and everything, but with my pain and with my like kind of just chronic problems and my mom's death over the last like since 2013 and everything that's happened, I like feel sometimes like him, you know, like all these people seem to love him and everything like that, but he's just kind of like, no, fuck you, fuck off, fuck you, you know. It's just kind of this like curmudgeon or whatever, but he's also lovable, and he, by the end, he has like such a kind, you know, he still keeps the parts about him, but has an even more kind heart, I guess is what we would say. So yeah, you guys, here we go. It's another Paldea Evolved, and I'll give you my opinion on lobster. So Mike was, you know, asking if I had any lobster while I was up there. Lobster. And the lobster was in Portland, Maine. It was my first time ever eating lobster, so I've had other seafood, of course. I hope people realize that. I actually got a peek at the border. I think we're in for a treat. I don't know what it is. The border just looked nice on this. So again, Paldea Evolved, you guys. Let's do it! Many thanks to the Pokemon Company International, by the way, for gifting us the Paldea Evolved set. It was the ones that you saw in my board game challenge videos. I made an entire board game for doing Pokemon cards. It was great. But I have very specific seafood wants and needs, I guess, is what it kind of boils down to, which is essentially that I love shrimp. I love most of the fish, like if you think of just eating salmon, mahi-mahi sockeye, salmon, cod, like they sell, most of those things they can sell in a grocery store. I do like, as far as fish goes, and I like most sushi, but not every single sushi I've ever eaten. Dude, look at that. I actually have not pulled this card out of the comments and uncomments. That's nuts, man. Look at that. Dude. I haven't seen Mavostiff look like that, like, ever. There's a lot of Pokemon in Paldea Evolved that are like this. They're living Cheselig, I think. You know, Makuhita's doing that. Slackoth is doing it. I think we might see some others. I can't remember right now who, but there's at least another one or two that are just straight up lazed out, man. They are Cheselig. I'm telling you. And Shambler's up in the chat, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what? Look at this epicness. Are you kidding me, dude, with that Baxcalibur? What? Holy. That's what I'm talking about, son! And so, of course, they do have a new rating system for rarity, but for the purposes of the rating card game challenge, I am keeping it simplified until I can dive into more what would be good point scale, is what I'm trying to say. So that is actually going to be a 4. Basically, if I see something that has the number higher on the left than on the right, that counts as like a secret or an alt or whatever. But they do have different classifications. You know, for instance, ultra rare means something different in like Fusion Strike or all the Sword and Shield sets compared to this. Like there's a different ultra rare, you could say. Anyway, thank you guys so much for talking to me. But yeah, again, my seafood tastes very specific. I don't like octopus. I don't like squid. Again, most sushi I like. There's like a few that I might just be like, meh, about. A lot of stuff I'm kind of neutral as well. I've never had caviar, but I can't imagine I would like caviar exactly. It seems to have the qualities that I wouldn't like. Dude, but that Baxcalibur, you guys, wasn't that cool? Look at this damn card. So awesome, man. So cool. But the other thing I was gonna say, and then I'll read y'all's chats. I'm so sorry. I've been just rambling on and on. I got a lot of ground to cover. I've been gone all this time, right? The lobster was a 6 out of 10. So again, I say that that's controversial because this is supposedly some of the best lobster, right? Portland, Maine. If anybody knows Portland, it's literally called a port land, right? You know, if you think about it, it is the land. There's massive ports, and it's actually the most northeastern port that doesn't freeze. So it was really good in the old days especially, but probably now too, I'm sure. But for business, you know, for trade and import export and stuff like that, Shambler, of course, knows Portland, Maine. He knows all about it. So I had this stuffed lobster. And so you have to imagine that they actually opened a lot of the lobster up for you. I don't know if that's very common. You know, in the middle, it was all opened up, right? And then they stuffed that with more lobster, some stuffing, and some shrimp. And then I think just flavoring or whatever. The problem was that, like, I find shrimp usually when I eat it in a restaurant or anybody who's made shrimp for me, which is like once, but like a restaurant otherwise, it always seems so flavorful. And crab to some degree. The lobster didn't seem like it had a lot of flavor, yet it was stuffed with all those things, right? So it's like, what the hell? You know, I just kind of wish that it had more flavor packed into it, and I really didn't like the stuffing. It had this sort of quality. I don't know if you guys have ever eaten a vegetarian like microwave meal. Think about like a company, Morningstar Farms, if anybody knows that company. But basically, you're like kind of vegetarian. My wife is a pescatarian, and for the longest time just was vegetarian. So I was kind of flex. I would eat both meat, and I'd sometimes eat just vegetarian only dishes. So as a flexitarian, and I'm so sorry for rambling so much, but with that, sometimes if your meals that were vegetarian meals were in the fridge for too long, they kind of had that tastes like fridge, you know, quality to them. But the stuffing or the breading around, like let's say a chicken nugget that's a veggie nugget, it had the same quality as this stuffing that was with the lobster. It was a little bit slimy and tasted it again like kind of like a fridge. Like it tastes sort of stale almost. But they say that lobster is usually caught that day in Portland, Maine. So it wasn't like it was a stale lobster. Like, you know, I got a good lobster. It's just me, you guys. It was just, again, it was like a 6 out of 10 for me, but that's really controversial. People usually are like, lobster is the best seafood. It's the best fucking thing. So anyway, let's read what y'all are saying. All right. I've been rambling too much. Super Ray said, at that point, Amber Island is using sets since before Triple A. Yeah, that was a lot to read. Okay, there's one evolution. Cool. Thank you back to Zero, though, for coming on in here just as the rainbow came. Great timing. Absinthe Mind Matt said, so lobster's all right. I much prefer king crab, tiger prawns, or scallops. Dude, king crab legs. I'm telling you. Tiger prawns. Yeah, shrimp. Flipping great. This is just a Scarlet and Violet base real quick while we open up. And I read some more chats, eh? But let's see. Lisa was saying, though, squid ink noodles or squid soda? You talking like Splatoon now. Oh, look at that. The borders always trip me up because I'm thinking, wait, this is the old card, so a silver border? No, this is just, it's the way that Scarlet and Violet goes, eh? Are you guys a fan of the silver gray borders, or did you like it better as yellow? More controversial opinions, maybe. I liked it better as yellow. I gotta be honest. Anyway, Lisa said, nice card. Thank you. It was an amazing card. I love that card. Very, very cool, man. We've been doing good. Been doing real good. On the polls. Can't believe it. We've had, like, 3 kind of bigger hits, in my opinion. Look at that. Croc-a-rock living all cheselig. Cheselig is the word of the day today, you guys. Let's all be cheselig, all right? So if anybody has any problems, tell me now, and maybe we can help make your life a little more cheselig. And there we go. Starleaf. And cloth. You gotta love cloth. We were just talking about seafood. One of my favorite Scarlet and Violets, aside from Paldea and Tauros, you guys. And so, yes, let's see what y'all are saying as well that I missed. Shambler was, saying I know Portland, Maine, and he said I lived there from 19 to 36 years old. Sham, I didn't know it was in Portland. That's pretty cool, man. Portland has a rich history. Sometimes it's not pretty like a lot of history, but sometimes it is like it's a massive triumph. That whole town has been burned down and rebuilt like 5 times, Shambler, 4 times, something like that. It's fallen to a lot of stuff. It was also attacked a lot by the British in the old days, when they say, nah, we're not going to bow down to the king, the queen. They just said, all right, we'll throw as many cannonballs as we can at you guys. And so they do have some forts there and things, still noting that history. Let's do another Paldea Evolved, eh? Let's do another one. Then we'll do an Astral Radiance, you guys. But yes, let's see. Absinthe Mind Matt said, I personally love squid and octopus, especially pulpo criollo. Said, my wife's abuela makes that for us in Miami. Dude, he said it's just basically grilled seasoned octopus. See, maybe I gotta have some good ass. You gotta go with the Latin cultures, right? I feel I'm eating probably some white people ass octopus and I didn't like it, man. I only had that ish at like Buffet Palace, I feel like. I can't remember where else I ate octopus, but yeah, generally haven't liked it. Squid. Love faces in Lamau. Yeah. But let's see. Lisa said, my sister lives in Maine and Vermont. She lives in 2 places? Damn. Yeah, Mike, he said, I liked it better as yellow. Well, there you go, Mike. You and I just with our controversial opinions today, eh? Calamitous Wasteland. See, that's the problem, is this was Portland, Maine for a little while, and then they rebuilt it. And then it was Portland, Maine again. They actually, you know what's crazy? Wait, Shambler just resubscribe on Twitch! Ladies and gentlemen, Sham, that should actually come up if I would have the damn alerts on. Look at me, because I was recording using this OBS thing, I didn't have the alert on. It should possibly still go. We'll see. Let's see it, Shambler. But that's the thing. There was even two boys that set this ish on fire. Maine, I'm talking about. 2 boys did like the fireworks or whatever and set like the whole city on fire. Is that not a fresh primate? Look at that, man. Like we've seen primate through all the generations. Look at that flipping card. By the way, we didn't count our cloth. Can somebody hold me accountable for doing the damage? Please, otherwise we won't win this. But yeah, Lisa says she stays at both. That's what I'm telling you. If I was rich AF, I probably would have a house in Rhode Island. I'm telling you, Providence, Rhode Island. I loved it, lived it. It has everything you would want in New England-y states and stuff. It's got this kind of urban feel, right? The buildings are fabulous, the architecture. Some people were saying it looks kind of European. To me, it just looked like beauty. Yet there was not a lot of people. You know, there was a dude with his dog, and his dog came up and licked me and loved me. It was avoiding anybody else that it saw. in the distance, I saw it coming around a corner. There's all this water, dude. The river goes right through it, man. And like regularly in the summer, they light. There's like this fire dish, you could call it, like a rounded bowl thing. And it has a pyre that you can light in there. And so they'll light that on fire and have these boats go across that have art exhibits on the water with the fire. And it's like a massive revenue. Like, I don't know, I think it said $2 million of revenue for each one or something. It's nuts. Like, they get so much revenue from that. But yeah, anybody miss my tattoo, by the way? Let's go, girls. But all right, it looks like we're going to go Luxray right here. That art, it's another good one, man. You got to hand it to Paldea Evolved. Again, whether you like the borders better or not. Stupid ads coming up on the music. But yeah, I was going to say whether you like the borders better or not. Oops, my wife messaged me on Facebook. I think you guys heard the little doo-doo. I'll tell her, just get me anything. From Juiceland, you guys. She's, my wife is living the Geselig life, you guys. And that is the word of the day, okay? So yes, I'm sorry that I've been so bad on the chat. But yeah, back to Zero said, I'm kind of take it or leave it when it comes to seafood. It really is just another type of meat to me, like chicken or beef. And that's the thing is, like, sometimes I was feeling a little bit probably too neutral compared to other people, right? I just felt like, it's not a huge deal to me. But I could see certain seafoods, like, it does have a lot of benefit. I mean, if you eat salmon, that's like, isn't that one of the best meats to have? In general, I'm just talking about being healthy and ish like that. But yeah, as far as the taste goes, you know, I'm not crazy about it, but I do like shrimp. I'll eat some shrimp. Let me get a look at that shrimp down there. All right. But Shambler, thank you so much again, man. It's just that 7 months of you subscribing, but also all the time that I've known you. It's been an absolute joy and pleasure. And by the way, that goes for everybody in this chat, man. Lisa saying I got a sub too. That's so nice of you guys, man. It's so nice. And after my vacation, I'm feeling so geselig. You know, I've been out. We just got back yesterday, so I've been totally just geselig. I also got to tell you guys the story as we open this next one, and that is going to be 1 point of damage. You guys make sure that I'm doing the damage, okay? It's just 1 point of damage for that beautiful Luxray card. But something else that's very geselig. It's sad, but it's also beautiful what we get to do, okay? So, for those who didn't hear, I'll try to make this quick. Back in, I don't know, about a month and a half ago, I sold to a dude in Florida. He was tweeting saying that he got scammed out of like a $200 Pokemon card collection he thought he was going to get. It was for his son. He's got like a little 10-year-old kid. This man of God who said that another person used religion to try to like bait him too, was saying, you know, my brother in Christ and all this stuff. But yeah, so scammed him. It wasn't real, blah blah blah. And so I reached out to him on Twitter and said, hey man, like, let me make you a tin for your son, just of a bulk lot of cards. We'll throw in some hollows, some reverse hollows, all that goodness. This is Silver Temp, by the way, Silver Tempest. So now, you know, that was great. Fast forward now. This was through eBay. Somebody, you know, saw a lot of cards that I was selling, and then he said, how many of these do you have? And I was like, it's really just the one. I don't really do much selling of the cards, but I do actually have a lot of bulk common and uncommon. And look at that Del Fox, man. It will be 1 point, but that is pretty nice. It's not too bad. And so with that, he said, if you think you can put together like $50 worth of cards, my niece has cancer. And he said, I spend $50 every single month for her to get some cards. I just get as many as $50 will pay, and I make little lot care packages for her. He said that she has I think she has ovarian cancer. It's either that or pancreatic cancer. Absinthe Mind Matt says, because it's Pride locally this weekend, and because you just got to share some love, you guys. Thank you so much to Absinthe Mind Matt. Let's go, girls. And again, I started the stream saying it. I know, like I said, I'm so, you know, I guess I'm sorry if anybody's offended by same-sex love in this chat. I really hope that you're not, because to me, I just don't believe that it should be this political thing. Let people love. And this lesbian wedding that I was at, these two women, it was the most beautiful fucking thing. Like, if anybody believes that they shouldn't be married, shouldn't even be able to love, in some cases, some people say that, it's like, what the hell are you smoking, man? Like, this was the most pure. It was so fucking beautiful what they were saying at the altar and in every part of that wedding. It's just beautiful. And I'm sorry, Matt, either the alert's really late or it's still not going. It should be going, man. But yeah, feel free, anybody that's down with the pride, I say show it off in my chat. I'm perfectly okay, there you go. Absent Mind Matt, we got the alert on there for you. I'm so sorry to Shambler. The alert was turned off, man. I wish we could get your sub alert to happen. By the way, that's 1 damage for that Delphox, and I think that means we're gonna win. Because, yeah, we have 4 right here, ladies and gentlemen. Back to Zero. It's like, man, if you don't support LGBT, then, man, just get out of here. And that's the thing, is it's like, I am completely heterosexual and all that. I just know it. But, like, I have no qualms. Like, first of all, the gays always love me. Like, I've made so many friends, like, with gays. And it's like, it's because of, like, our Legend of Zelda stream. Do you remember that? Those types of vibes I'm always giving off and stuff. And I just kind of always believe in women power. I've always gotten along better with women than I have men in my life. But it's like, I'll have a conversation with gay people perfectly fine about, how hot Chris Evans is as Captain America, And it's like, I'm, again, 100%, holy, what the hell? I can't open this thing. I'm 100% heterosexual, and I know it, but, like, I absolutely loved, every part of the same-sex weddings that I've been to. I've been to 2, and both of them were for women. And again, these are just like, it was so pure and everything like that. And if anybody knows Longeviton, he's the professor from my university. He's gay. He's one of my best friends. It's just like, it's always been kind of just something that is around me that, like, I seem to vibe really well with, And look at that, you guys. We got a border right there, probably a V card, some kind of probably ultra rare up in here, so I think it's coming. And so, again, it's one of those things I just wish was not so politicized, you know what I mean? Like, it's just ass. Like, what the hell, dude? They can love a man or a woman, whatever the hell they, person that they want to love, non-binary, what the hell, dude? These are people that truly show you what it means to love a person. It's not just like, okay, I'm a man, so I should love a woman or whatever. Oh, I can't love that guy because he's a guy. If that's not your taste, of course you don't. But like I'm just saying, they embody perfectly what it is to truly love someone for, you could almost call it the person inside. It's the true on the inside. And so, again, I know some people do it on the basis of religion. I know some people do it on the basis of other politics and stuff like that, where maybe they don't support it and stuff. But to me, I think that is an example. You guys, I love Weird Deer so much. Oh, my gosh. Dude, I love Weird Deer. Holy. Dude, this card is so great. And that's an Astral Radiance. I don't hear a lot of people talk about Astral Radiance, but man, when you get like the bigger hits on it rather than just the regular like commons and uncommons and the rares, oh, I love it. So that is actually, in the old days, this was an ultra rare, so that will be 2 points. We are going to win this raid battle, by the way. Didn't need to make a wild card. I decided not to for this, but we are going to whoop this thing up. This Tauros is going down. Let's read what the chat is saying while we worship Weird Ear V right here, you guys. See, he's got the pride energy. Look at all that. Weird Ear. Very nice. So Lisa was saying, thank you, Matt. Super A said, I'm trying to defeat every single trainer in Paldea before the DC comes out. Holy, dude, you got to let us know if you succeed at that. That's a lot of trainers. And I skip through half of them. I avoid them like the plague. Matt was saying, I don't give a what you identify with, feel like, who you have feelings for. Love is for everyone. He said, true love. Everyone is worthy. I don't think I could say it better than that. I mean, I've been trying to, though. So I hope I'm doing an okay job. But for me, it's just, there's never been anything wrong. That I can't detect anything wrong with, anybody that I've ever met who is LGBTQ plus. What the hell, man? Like, what is this world? So anyway, Scarlet and Violet base set coming up right here. We have another Paldea Evolved, and then probably after the raid battle, we'll do another Paldea Evolved, and we'll talk to you guys. You know that I love to just talk at the end of these things, but I've been talking a lot already as it is. For those who missed it earlier, Cheselig is kind of our word of the day. If you want to see how to spell it, I could throw it down in the chat. But Cheselig seems to be, I guess, of just Dutch, or Matt, didn't you say it was like a European just generally? I thought it was German maybe, but I'm going to be honest, I have a little bit of ignorance there. I'm not positive. Maybe there's a Cheselig in the German language and the Dutch language. Sometimes there's, you get these two words and they're spelled slightly differently, stuff like that. But if you don't know the word Cheselig, it just basically is being pleasant, cozy. It's kind of that word that's like one word to describe a lot of things, right? It's living your best life. And that was, after this vacation, that was me straight up. Just been feeling very Cheselig. Look at this, Blissey. And what do we got here is Great Tusk EX. My friends, what's crazy about this is I'm not probably celebrating as much as I shouldn't I? But I have pulled that Great Tusk possibly 4 times. At least 3, though. It's still cool. Let me be grateful, okay? Certainly, gratitude is fine. Just saying. I pull that thing like crazy. That's what she said. But alright. Thank you guys so much again for being here. I'm having a Cheselig time with all of you. It's probably a weird use of that word. But I didn't even get to finish my statement, you guys. The eBay dude. So this dude was talking about his niece and that he gets $50 worth of cards every month for her. And he said, can you just make me like a $50? He's like, I don't really know much about this. So whatever that means. And I said, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to make the $50 worth of like cards if I can find that. But I'm going to throw in a hand-painted binder. You guys know I do the hand-painted binders. I said, what's her favorite Pokemon? And then he said, I think it's Eevee or Mewtwo. So I haven't painted a Mewtwo one yet. So we're actually going to paint that starting today. I'm going to get started on that. My son is still at the in-laws' house until tomorrow. So I have lots of time to try to do that today. Got to get it done, right? So we got to get it done for this eBay dude. But that's so sweet of him. But it's so, again, it's kind of sad, right? It's bittersweet because I believe he said that she had ovarian cancer, but he just said she's 16 and her life has just been like upended, by this. Which, by the way, we did win. Boom! On this Paldea and Tauros. Pow! You guys, I love this song and I love Paldea and Tauros, but we done easily won that raid, man. We done easily. Love Face is saying I should do art stream live painting. Maybe I should do that tomorrow to finish it off. Kind of like to go very, very slowly when it's the beginning parts of it. I gotta draw it right and have like full concentration and stuff. But maybe once it's actually drawn and outlined, I can color it in on stream. Maybe that would be the thing to do. Perhaps tomorrow. Do you guys want to see that? I don't know. But yeah, we could tell the story, huh? Back to Zero said, easy breezy. Yes, we didn't need no wild card additions, none of that ish. For the record, if you did want to know the numbers, you know how on the right side it kind of gives you the number of cards, and then there's, of course, secret rares, the other kinds of rare classifications and stuff like that. For Paldea Evolved, it's 193, and so there's more. There's more than 193. I think it's something like 217 or something is the highest. Scarlet and Violet's base set was 198, which is probably typical, right? Back to Zero and Matt, anybody that's kind of played the cards, Love Face. You would imagine a base set of like a new series probably has more in it, at least to start out with, when all we have is Paldea Evolved, Scarlet and Violet base, which then we get to the point of Obsidian Flames. I'm going to be all over that shit like horses on rye. I'm going to be crazy. about Obsidian Flames, because the art is Charmander. It's so like Charmander-centric, you know what I'm saying? So here we go with Miriam on that reverse. You also got this epic Slowbro, man. Is that not incredible? Can't remember if I've seen... I think I might have pulled this Slowbro one time. But it's very uncommon for me as far as the rares go. There's the regular rares. That's nice. Bordering's not too bad. The centering on him. Wattrell, however, man, this bird... I get so many Wattrells, it's insane. Wattrell the fuck, right? WTF? Anyway. You guys, you know that I love you. We have another Paldea Evolved to just finish this off, but we've already won the raid battle. We are so geselig, it's not even funny. But thank you so much for being here, man. It's just, I think going on vacation was really necessary. I've also been doing really good in therapy. I am doing good as a human lately, you guys. I think it's just, I'm improving my life, yet nothing's really changing externally. I mean, it's not like I'm doing any better at YouTube. It's not like I don't know. Nothing's different is really happening, but my mental's doing good. You know what I'm saying? After this, I'll do some show and tell per usual, but we may open one more Paldea Evolved card after this. And look at that, Dark Wolf Hunting coming in with the kindness. Thank you so much. He says, good for you. And I know that you mean that. Some people might be like, is that sarcastic? No, it's like an actual good for you. It's not, oh, good for you. How you been, Dark Wolf Hunting? What's been up, my brother? But yeah, the Paldea Evolved, it's great. Yeah, you said if it's working, more power to you. That's the thing, is like I'm just doing therapy. I'm just trying to baby step, I think, improve bit by bit. I think it was always in my mind like I need to be getting better. I need to be getting better. And once I let go of that and just try to step by step, don't force anything. Don't have expectations if I can try. Tandem Mouse. And then, of course, Hut Dragon. Pulled that, I think, twice maybe on our board game challenge. If you guys haven't seen those videos, I'd love to share those with you. Anybody? Super A was saying, don't worry. I already defeated some of the trainers during my playthrough before I get the idea of defeating them all. Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of natural. You end up running into the trainers eventually, but when I was playing Scarlet and Violet, the very little bit that I played, they essentially... I tried to avoid as many trainers as possible, you guys. Something with these penny sleeves. Sometimes this happens, man. Trying to get it in there without bending the card. Hey, Shambler says, Dr. Kendo taught me everything I needed to succeed in Splatoon. What? Said gonna try for S+ this season. I take pride in that because I've never been, you know, a super wonderful Splatoon player or anything like that. Did have advice for beginners. I think that's kind of a good thing because some people might be like, these are the expert and the pro tips and stuff like that. But nah, I was more just like, I'm a beginner and I know it. But yeah, anybody else have feelings on Paldea Evolved before I open the last booster of that? Paldea Evolved, anything you've seen that you love? Again, you can see the numbers are the 193 right there. Whoa. I'm bumping into that thing hardcore. It's a mostly good set. I don't think anything Scarlet and Violet has just wowed me to no end. You know, I'm not crazy about Scarlet and Violet's sets. They're not horrible though. They're not like a bad set. But yeah, the booster art is really good and the card art is really good, and I'm kind of mostly in the trading card game for art and collecting, so like that is nice. You know, I like that. But again, there's nothing super mind-blowing to me, you know? I think when Obsidian Flames comes out, that might be my thing, man. They've got that Charmander that's looking out the window and is upset at that, what is it? It's like a Pidove or a Pidgey or something's on the edge of the window. And he's all like, I think that's Obsidian Flames, right? Could be the classic 151 set, but all right. So again, many thanks to the Pokemon Company because they did gift us Paldea Evolved as an Elite Trainer box, and they gave us a booster box. They gave a lot of the creators this time around. They gave them that. It was fucking nice. Let's get y'all's chat here on the stream. We'll get rid of all this stuff. Boom. Boom. Gezellig. Gezellig. All right, you guys. Gezellig with me as we open our last Paldea Evolved here for this this stream. But yeah, Super A said South Province. I've been in Providence too much, eh? I loved Providence. But anyway, South Province Area 3 is now cleared. There you go. There you go. Super A said it here. Super A said it now. I think either Super A's favorite or one of his favorite YouTubers is going to be here. I'm going to Classic Game Fest in July, you guys, and Abdallah Smash is going to be there. Many people may know him as my rival, but it's all in fun, of course. Not anything serious, and he would not acknowledge me. He'd be like, Dr. Kendo who? He's met me. We talked and everything, but look at that. Wow, dude. I haven't seen this. I have not seen the Tyranitar here. Let's get a closer look at that just on the illustration part. Then we can look at the rest of the card. Yeah, that's one I actually have not gotten yet, despite... I was looking at imperfections in the light. You see how I'm shining the light across it? Thought I saw a big vertical print line. But yeah, there's its... This is the thing. Pokemon, I don't play much competitive. I don't play much of the TCG itself. I do a little bit on TCG Live. Route, that's only a 1 energy, and it does 30 more damage for each of the opponent's bench. That's nuts, because it does a base damage of 30, and then it's going to do 30 more. And it's only 1 energy, dude. And then right there, 2 energy for 230. Now, you do have to discard cards, but holy. That's actually an extremely powerful Tyranitar. Very, very powerful. Definitely takes some, a lot of retreat cost, but that's okay. Extremely strong, it can change the landscape. It is so insolent that it doesn't care about others. One of my favorite things about Austin Powers in the old days was he said something like, "Silence! I will not tolerate your insolence!" And I always loved the word insolent after that. I will not tolerate your insolence. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Shambler was saying, I watched all the beginner videos, plus Task Force was a top club in Strikers. Yeah, that was like a fun time to be doing YouTube and stuff. I just, I didn't like what they did with, of course, Mario Strikers Battle League. The game has the solid foundation of things, but it just doesn't have the features, doesn't have the modes, doesn't have everything it needs to have, man. If they would have had a spectator mode, that would have just done worlds for me to make a community out of that game. I could have built stuff, ground roots level. Yeah, wow. Tyranitar is good. There is actually kind of a... Do you see this little bit of a gaff? There's like a little indentation in the card from how it was packaged right there. So if you are kind of a stickler for these things, there's usually one on the corner if it happens. But being up there means, man, whack. But yeah, that is a dope card, man. Look at that. Who doesn't love that? Anyway, back to Zero, though, about Paldea Evolved. Said the art's super nice. Gameplay-wise, it feels like they're trying to go back on power creep by stopping players from doing VMAX and V-Star. Really? Okay, so they're going back on that. And isn't this set one that re-brought in EX cards like X or EX? Again, I'm not from the TCG's competitive or player landscape. I'm just from the kind of collector side of things, really. Anyway, didn't EX cards kind of go away for a little while? Like, they just didn't have them in a lot of sets, and then it came back. Back to Zero, though, said, do they still not have a spectator mode? Yeah, they don't really update Mario Strikers Battle League in significant ways anymore, I don't think. They got all the DLC, quote-unquote, out that they wanted to, which was free characters, which was needed. They put in 10 more characters from the launch, which was great and all. They didn't really add modes in that, It's like they put some other stadiums and stuff. I didn't even care about all that shit, to be honest. Like, I just wanted maybe like 4-player online where you could, you know, have 4 people on your team on different consoles, like me, Shambler, Back to Zero, and Mike, you know, all these different people, you know, from different consoles. Instead, you have to be on the same consoles, you know, yeah, Love Face is saying it exactly as I'm saying it because there's a delay. So Love Face is getting it right now. He said, I was so sad it was only 2v2. It's like, what the hell, man? Like, Nintendo, dude. Can you imagine? By the way, I'm going to be doing Pikmin 4 like crazy on Dr. Kendall commentaries. So you're about to see some Pikmin 3 stuff on that channel as I prepare for Pikmin 4, which is next month. We're also going to go on that channel again. It's the other channel, not this one. We're going to do some Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, which is going to be Story of Seasons. And I think that's in late June. It's something like the 27th or something like that. You know, so again, in late June, so I'll stream that game, maybe create some videos that are just fun content and whatnot on Story of Seasons. So I don't know if you guys remember that I had that Thank God for the Harvest Moon instead of Thank God I'm a Country Boy, that song. Does anybody, do we need to listen to it again? I love that. It's one of my little parody songs. But yeah, we're going to be playing that game. So those are some things to just kind of expect. I did want to stream Harvest Moon before Story of Seasons came out, the remake of the game, and name the animals after you guys. So I think if you're kind of like interested in those other things, again, please don't do this if you're not. Like, it just hurts my channel if you don't watch anything, but you subscribe regardless, you know, but I'll put the link. So it's going to hit the chat. So that's Dr. Kendall Commentaries. It's where we did Legend of Zelda, you know, and I'll share this on the Discord when these things go live and whatnot. But that's just sort of what I'm going to do looking at these next 2 months. Pikmin 4 comes out in July, like late July. So what did I say I was going to do? Oh, yeah, I was going to show and tell some things. So here. So if you love Pokemon cards and stuff like that, I think we're pretty much done with that. So I understand if you're going to leave and whatnot, if you need to leave. Completely understood, okay? So just know we're kind of transitioning out of that, and I may change my titles on Twitch or whatever, just so it's not saying that I'm still doing Pokemon cards and whatnot. But, you know, I love you. Thank you so much. We'll probably... There's a chance we'll stream Pokemon cards tomorrow, you know? So again, thank you guys so much. Let me change my title to... There. Alright, so I want to show and tell with you guys some fun stuff, as always, right? But here we go. Thank you guys so much again. I love you, and I love you. Alrighty, so if you're still here on the stream with me, thank you. It's gonna be fun, at least I hope. Give me all your chats. I'm now fully involved with the chat, okay? Except for I will be doing a little bit of stuff with this phone here to show you guys. I was going to show y'all my Pikmin Bloom to show you pictures of the trip. So it's kind of a, it's a way that I can show you that. Interesting, eh? My phone is all dusty. So yeah, Pikmin Bloom, like you can have pictures on it or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like it'll capture a lot of the pictures. Here we go. Pikmin Bloom is great, you guys. Let's see. Here we go. And so, wow. Okay. Pikmin Bloom is great, and then it just like straight up freezes. Okay, awesome. Good job, Niantic. They can't keep any app working how it should. Let's see. Back to Zero said, well, I'm not sure what the competitive TCG community are doing about VMAX, V-Star, but it definitely seems like TPCI are wanting to go back to EX just to limit the strength of Pokemon. And from the collector standpoint, you know, if you think about people who like resell the cards or whatever and stuff, just trying to make like a quick buck, I think they did kind of like do good on stopping some of that, right? Back to Zero, because I feel like the values of the cards are different now, and the rankings of them and stuff like that, the pull rates. So yeah, just when I think about that stuff. Anyway, here we go. I forgot I didn't pull this up. Okay, so you can see the different days, of course, that we were doing this, but Here's Friday. That was when we left. We went to Nashville for our layover or whatever. It picked this picture at the end of the day. We were at some restaurant. It was like owned by Blake Shelton, I guess. It's called Ole Reds for anybody that's been in Nashville. And so, yeah, you could actually sit down in the airport and eat. And my wife was looking at her phone, and I just grabbed a picture. But here's where we were in Philadelphia. And so, again, we came there for the wedding. So, like, that was like a big part of it, right? But this was a bagel place right there that we were in. Is Need, like you need bread, you know, Knead. Need, says Need Bagels. It is good, you guys. It is good. My bagel was not as good as the one that my wife ordered. This flower was really interesting, and I only grabbed kind of a bad picture of it, but it's called a Tea of Heaven. They have like Tea of Heaven. These flowers everywhere in Philly, man. So anybody that's been there, y'all know about it. But man, look at all these steps that I get. 16,700 steps. That's nuts, son. Loveface said, was that Johnny Test? I didn't see no Johnny Test. Was there Johnny Test in here? Oh, this one? Let's see. Cartoon Kick Mural. Is that Johnny Test right there? That's so funny because I was like, I don't see no Johnny Test. But it might be. That's the, it's a mural of cartoons. Here it says we were in Yonkers, so that was just driving through and stuff. But like I say, dude, if you are like against pride or anything like that, there was a ton of it in New England, man. There was pride left and right, dude. It was nuts. Like, so just the street even painted up like that with pride. And I was in Philly, and my wife forced me to get pictures. I never do this when I'm driving. God bless her. It's totally fine, but she wanted me to make sure to get like the road signs that say that you're leaving somewhere, you know, so like leaving, but then when you enter into a new state, usually for those who don't know, in the United States, like the state lines have like a big sign, you know, welcome to Rhode Island, welcome to this place. And so I was trying to capture some of those, and just bridges. My wife loves bridges, so trying to get all that. She's an architecture buff. She's a city planning, community and regional planning was her master's. She did theater, musical theater as her undergraduate. So she actually restores American Girl dolls, and so I got a picture of this one. She restored that. If only you guys could see the before and after. I need to show the before if I can ever find it. I guess not on this stream, though. It's on her phone. Dude, this thing, the hair itself was like garbage, but like, she's just too good, okay? She like restored it with limited resources while she was there. We didn't have everything, you know, there. This was in Providence now. And so we stayed in a place called the Arcade, and it's not like video games. Like arcade, I guess, just means a place of amusement. It doesn't have to mean like video games, you know? The Arcade is like micro rooms. So you have to think like this room was like the size of the room that I'm streaming in, basically. So there was like a bed in the back, and it had these blackout curtains so you didn't let any of the light in if you didn't want to. And then the rest of it was like this little, like a corner of kitchen, right? A bathroom across from that, and bathroom was pretty tiny, and it had like one of those corner showers that's like a shape of a triangle, right? So it fits in the corner. And almost no living room space, but there was like a TV with a sort of, it wasn't a couch. It was like a, think about a long end table. What would you call that? But with like padding on the top. So you could put stuff in the drawers, and the end table thing, it was long, right? Long ways. And yeah. You know what? It might be a better view if we go to this and do the, it's probably a little better, eh? So yeah, that was the Arcade. And then when we were at a mart there in Providence, it was just like some little tiny ass mart. Sometimes New England does this for, again, this is mostly for the people outside of the country. I think that may not know. I don't know. I could, hopefully this is not insulting your knowledge, but like they have to make use of a lot of space in the density that they're in. Some of these New England states, they're not like Texas, which is huge, right? Texas is just massive. You could fit like 18 Rhode Islands in Texas. I don't know how many. You could fit like 20 of them. And so like if you're in a small state like Rhode Island, yet you have a decent population, or you just are cramming in a lot of space, right? What do? Well, you build vertically up. That's one thing. So a lot of places have businesses on top of each other, or residents. You sleep and then businesses are downstairs, right? But then also the other part of it is just the business itself, like this mart that had these Pokemon gummies or whatever. And I'm not talking about weed gummies. I think they're just literal candy or whatever. But yeah, they had these in there, so I snapped it. But yeah, it was a tiny little mart. It's just like, I don't know. It's like an arm's length. That's about it. 2 arms length. I love Providence. I loved it, baby. So my wife, with her lobster obsession, this is what she wanted to do in Maine. She wanted to get some lobster. So there we are. There she is with the little cracker tool. Crack open, the tail or whatever, the lobster claw and whatnot. So this was us. We took a bus. So again, it was like planes, trains, automobiles, and buses. We took they call it the Amtrak. So you take the train. I said bus. We did take a bus in Philly, by the way, but no, I meant a train. So we took the Amtrak, and the train is essentially, you can go, I think Portland, Maine was the last stop, actually. Shambler may be able to help me since you live there. I don't know if you know about where it ends or whatever. But we started in Boston and went through like New Hampshire, and then you get to Portland, Maine. I believe that's the last stop, but you could correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, we were on the bus there. This was in Boston. That's where my wife wanted to go, was to the Paulus Center. This was where the priest that she knew from our town here in Texas, and she knew the guy, wanted to see him. So we did have to stop in Boston, and she rode a carousel while she was there. Pikmin Bloom chooses these pictures, and I usually don't go through and change them, so excuse me, it doesn't have like all the pictures here. Let's see. We'll see if you guys can see this here. I'm pulling up my photos app thing. Y'all can see some other pictures. Whoa, it's doing it like all sideways? What the? I didn't say sideways. We ain't doing no sideways viewing. I guess the photo app is sideways, but it's like being strange. That's so weird. Here. Reset transform. Guess I should do that. Yeah, totally making it go sideways. The phone is vertical. I have the thing on that doesn't let it go sideways. But hey, whatever. I'm a noob, okay? So, there's me with my head being blocked, right? Now, my wife was looking in the Paulus Center to see if they were done with the mass or whatever. So she's like creeping in there and stuff. What's going on, Ivy League, ladies and gentlemen? You got the Ivy League up in this piece. How you doing, Ivy? We saw the Ivy League. We drove by, right? Yeah. So that's why she was at the Paulus Center right there. And so I can get you guys some other pictures probably if I just make sure nobody's information is out here. Yeah, these are fine. So let me show you my favorite place. It was Rhode Island. Again, I am a Rhode Islander at heart now. I love Texas still. By that, I don't mean all the parts of Texas. I just mean my life in Texas. But yeah, there was these geese, so I got a picture of that. And so for Ivy or anybody that maybe didn't, if you didn't hear this part of the stream, my wife restores dolls. Usually it's American Girl dolls. And so like I said, this doll was in horrible shape. Horrid. And she got it from a store called Girl Again. And so Girl Again is, it's a store that has like mostly American Girl stuff, but it's kind of a play on the words, right? It's like you're a girl again because you can collect dolls and things maybe you did when you were a little girl or for girls, but it's also American Girl, and they spell again AG capitalized, so it's like Girl A Gain or something, like the A and the G are capitalized, which is American Girl, right? AG. And so my wife got this doll. Her name is Felicity in the American Girl stories for anybody that cares. But yeah, she actually has a video on her YouTube channel of restoring one of the dolls. You could actually see this process because my wife doesn't upload anything on Mrs. Dr. Kendo anymore. That's the channel name. The problem is that it has the black borders and stuff, but then when it's like a long ways photo, yeah, I don't even know what I should do. Should I fit it to screen? Let's see. Maybe we'll just do fit to screen, I guess. Now I have to fix all the bordering. The problem is it's going to do horizontal on some and vertical on others, so I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, Shambler's saying, you know, the Amtrak ends in Portland, and he was saying, you know, you can get the bus tickets for cheap on the megabus.com, and if you look far enough or book far enough in advance, you can bus from Portland to Boston cheap. So yeah, it's essentially what we did, man. It was essentially that. But yeah, this is all in Rhode Island. Is Rhode Island not just incredible? No one talks about this state, and that's why I wanted to go. I was like, let me see what Rhode Island is about, man, because it's like I just feel like it's this like hidden gem. It was totally what I would take out of New England and want, you know, because like I don't typically like a lot of the New England states because it's crowded as hell and everything. But yeah, remember when I was talking about the water fire? So that's like a bowl, I guess, for lack of a better word, but a place that they'll light that on fire right there. And yeah, it's kind of cool because it's like very artsy. It's very gezellig. Thank you. My wife gave the thumbs up. She's remembering the trip too. But yeah, so there's a lot of me taking pictures of her when she doesn't realize it, I guess, but with her American girl. But yeah, see, like, look at that. Is that not gezellig to the nth degree? It's beautiful, you guys. Beautiful. In my older age, I feel I can never do a good selfie, so the people that were saying, man, Dr. Kendo looks so cool when I was in that blazer, thank you for that. So yeah, we did a doll photo shoot here. That's what this is. In Rhode Island, though. Beautimus. Okay? So let me show you a little bit more of the Pride wedding, you guys. And again, if you ain't down with Pride, what the hell, man? What the hell? So here, it's kind of a lot of photos up here. Man, I said that I was going to try to, you know, respect privacy and everything. Hopefully she doesn't mind. That was the bride. Beautimus. My wife's outfit is killer. But here was my outfit. So it's supposed to be like in between cocktail and casual. I don't really know what that means. I'm not good with like dress codes, quote unquote. But apparently I did it right. It's like, you know, you don't have to necessarily have a collared shirt or anything like that, but, you know, a little bit nicer. And so there's me talking wolf. There we go. So I just had like a solid color shirt, but had that dope blazer over it. Get some nice pants and stuff. I had some gold pants on, some nice, semi-nice shoes. Not just like, you know, your straight up tennis shoes. But yeah, they gave us these glasses. You could get these sunglasses or whatever, just free right there at the start. And the streamer, again, that was in my pocket over here. It was blowing in the wind. Look at that. It's blowing all over the place. Shambler was like, I wish I looked this cool. See, to me, it's like, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? You know, I look at it a little bit more sus, I guess. Here, okay, I'll admit this one's kind of cool. That wasn't too bad. It's just me selfieing. It was a rooftop wedding, you guys. It's beautiful. But yeah, they had the little streamers. For Pride, man. Beautimus, right? Beautimus. Oh yeah, I got a picture of my food in Philly. Look at how... Damn. This thing was so hot. It was just a little pizza joint in Philadelphia. Yeah, it looks kind of good, though. And it was. It was effing good, man. Oh, I should show you guys this, maybe, if you care. We saw the Liberty Bell. So, if that kind of stuff interests you or whatever. Philly full of the history. Historical stuff. So yeah, I think that's about it of what I wanted to show you guys. If you're maybe down with Peridot, Niantic's app or whatever, I did take Bevo Dottie's picture. I don't know how many of y'all watch my videos on Peridot. Probably not. But yeah, I got Bevo Dottie in there. Got more hair than he got body, of course. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the pictures. But yeah, I think that's it, man. Wonderful, right? Gezellig, everybody. So that's the word we learned. If you don't know gezellig, one last time, it's like living your best life, cozy, pleasant. That's like the rough translation. One word that means many words. So, you guys were here for Paldea Evolved. It was good. I enjoyed it, man. Just to kind of go over those hits, maybe we can briefly bring that back. You want to bring that back? See what we got here. Filming might be bad unless I mount this again here. But what do you guys want to talk about before we close up shop today? What do you want to talk about? Let's see. This one. There you go. I'll just kind of show some of the cards. There's some good hits today. Let's see. Where's one of them? This one's all right. Look at this one. Oh, Love Face said, my booster box comes soon. He said, hope I get something good. Hell yes, my brother. Yeah, I'll be giving the shiny card vibes, right? Best vibes there. We did get another great Tusk. I've got either 4 of these or 3 of these. I loved this from our Astral though today, man. It's just killer. You gotta love Weird Deer. Luxray right there. Anything else? Yes, these were amazing here. I'll show you these. So the Fortress, pretty cool, right? It's all terrestrialized and stuff. Fortress EX. But look at this card, man. The Baxcalibur. Very nice. Very nice. Looks like it has some Philadelphia art in there, eh? We were just looking at Philly. Yeah, we got another one of these. I actually have gotten one of these previously. Kind of at random, so Fusion Strike coming through for us, man. It's a pretty neat card. And so, that was about it for today. I was just going to show you guys. This will be in the next board game video that I have on the channel. You know I love Tauros. So Paldean Tauros. It's pretty cool. Kanto one better, but still. Paldean Tauros is dope. So yeah, I got the water one, but I need the fire. We need a card for the fire. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I like. So anything you guys want to talk about here, again, before we leave? I just want to make sure that everybody gets to say their piece. Everybody should say their feelings. Say their piece. I won't spoil the whole set or anything, but I wanted to show you guys the rating system. Whoops. So yeah, the rarity of cards and stuff. Right there, you guys see how ultra rare now is the 2 stars, and they're both silver instead of, wasn't it just 1 silver star in the old days? Or maybe it was 2 black stars was ultra rare. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, now they've got like double rare, ultra rare, and you see these illustration rare, special illustration rare, hyper rare. So yeah, but it's gonna be a little more complicated on that rating system, I feel. Well, okay. Sounds like everybody's done. I think everybody's done with their piece. Everyone said their piece. So thank you so much again. Amazing. And just one last word to the wise. Like I say, the plans for the channel were laid out. The other channel. This channel will just keep on doing cards and Pokemon Go. And probably any Niantic related things and stuff. So if you are watching on Dr. Kendo, the YouTube channel, that'll probably be that. But like I say, Dr. Kendo commentary is kind of our schedule for things is Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Before that, we'll be doing the Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. The pre-version of it. What do you call that? The predecessor. And then the remake comes out late June. Let's look at the exact release date so I can give you the concrete date days for this, okay? Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Let's get the release date of that. I'll probably be playing it on the Switch. I was like, wait, 2003? Because, yeah, September 3rd, 2003 was when the first one came out, and it was Harvest Moon. Okay, so it's coming June 27th, you guys. So June 27th, that'll be that on the Switch. So probably the week before, we'll do, like, a stream of naming all the animals after you guys on our farm in Harvest Moon. And then it's going to be, a lot of Pikmin stuff before and after that. Pikmin 3 as we prepare for Pikmin 4. I think that's July 27th. So it's either that or 21st. Probably 21st, actually. They usually release on a Friday, I think. So, yeah. July 21st, you guys. So I hope you're ready. That's over on Dr. Kendall Commentaries. I'll type that in the chat as I say goodbye and thank you. Again, thank you so much. You guys are awesome.